last night to see if he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant.
Judgment, Arthur.
Chloe, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinin.
You mean shining?
Shh! You wanna get sued?
Judgment, Arthur.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative, and it's so good to see you tonight everyone. I saw Eyes in here, good to see you, and I saw Kai Kai. I also saw BMW Coop, nice to see you. You guys bit me today, or stung me rather. And then I saw SI Officer and Ann Reynolds, Town Chat Cafe. Cinderella, congratulations and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Also saw Trent, good to see you Trent, and Kiki and Michelle. I also saw Show Poodles and Cece, so nice to see all of you. Also G864 and Kathy Bartholomew. C. Taylor, it's so nice to see you. And Little Miss Sharon, do tell, what is going on at the interview room? I love watching the interview room. So what's going on? What's happening over there? Good to see you, WB Holla Girl. Good to see you. So today was really, really busy. My goodness. I had some laundry to do. Well, for one, personally. But then I also was kind of messing around with some of Hindsight's videos that she had posted about the flashlight video, because I never really went over them before, and I just kind of wanted to take a look at them and kind of see how that view was, and I was just going over it, after the show last night and then this morning. Was it a sad one, Show Poodles? Hey, Sammy, good to see you. And I did post on the community wall too, guys. Thank you, Sammy, for reminding me. So I'm not sure how to do like gifted memberships, because and I think I might have to do it on my other phone, but it said I just have to do it, how you all see it, like, or if I'm in another chat, I can see how you would press the little money symbol, but whenever the little money symbol I have is for the stupid link that I always press on accident. So I'm looking at it and I was like, well, when I'm live, maybe I can tell. And then I also have an iPhone, so I don't know if that is the issue. But I'm going to try to do it on this other phone, kind of mid-show, like, when there's more people in here, and I don't know really how it works. I mean, I've heard all kinds of different things about who it lands on, that is. So, I mean, it could be somebody who might not want a membership, or maybe the person gifting didn't want to land on. We were talking about that last night. Hey, Hindsight, good to see you. So I did pull in some more videos too, because people were saying over in Betty's chat, Betty had an awesome live tonight with Voices of Truth, right? Our friends Mama Rissa. Then we also had Hindsight and BMW Koopas in the chat. So it was really an awesome night, again, of watching people that have just researched and done a lot of research. And I'm always down to look at research. Let's see. I bet you if I put, I'm trying to think though, because I don't want to do a double Lady Freedom and have it echoing weird. And you, Safari. Sumnerschools.org, I guess, is the last thing I looked up here. Okay. But either way, I hope you all are having a great Saturday. I hope that everybody got out of the heat. It's been really hot everywhere. Oh, sorry guys. I need to remember what email I put in. Oh, they needed me to do a code. Okay. All right, so I'm just going to chill with it like that and then see if I can go in and do it that way. Either that, or I might have to do it on a Premiere. I'm guessing it's easier to do it from a Premiere, and I could probably just do it from YouTube, and I can put up, just maybe a sneak peek of what I was thinking about doing for the live. One part of it I can't show to you because we're going to do something kind of neat, because it's a small group. I don't have a whole lot of members, so it's going to be easier for me to keep track of it. But basically, I want to do like a mock crime scenario and see whoever can get the answer first. I will send them an ebook of Crystal McCrory Jones. So that's what I want to do. I've wanted to do this members only for a really long time. It's just, again, I'm still new, and a lot I don't understand how to do it. Obviously. But we're working on it, and it's going to be good. And then I'm also going to be working on trying to get, hey, Borna Honey, I am going to try to also get together some group chat options in terms of memberships. If you buy a membership, we'll send you a link for the kind of a group chat, but it's going to just be Sebastian Rogers chat and other cases that you may want me to look at and things like that. We're going to keep it really nice and neat and happy and safe. So that's the plan. Hey, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. So that way you guys can get some more, out of the memberships. I still appreciate all of you. Like, I appreciate everyone that just even clicks the like button. To me, you're part of the community. If you hit the like button, I appreciate it. If you hit the thumbs down button, it still kind of helps, the algorithm and whatnot. So that's cool. Hey, Blast, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. And fellow chatters, I love that. So yeah, it's just something, it's a work in progress, but I want it to be worth your while, but we'll do something really fun. And then also, I just kind of want to do, I want to talk a little bit about myself and kind of what I've been through on YouTube for my members, because I know that I was kind of a little bit hazy on what happened in terms of how everything unraveled. And there's a false narrative, and it is astounding to me that people think that they can tell my story better than I can, or that they think they know what happened to me more than I do. And so I just want to, kind of like clear the air, I guess. I don't know why I would have to do that, but I do feel like I need to elaborate a little bit more. And I just want you guys to know me a little bit better. And I think you guys know kind of how I started out on YouTube, but I always wanted to do true crime and mainly focus on DV because that's what's really important to me, and I've been through it. So D for me, good evening. Thank you for being here. So yeah, so I do want to go over the Yellow Jacket video. So how this came about was the still that's on the screen. I think it's on the side for you guys. But how it came about was somebody had sent me a still like this and said, wait, hey, wait, look at this. And so I was like, oh, wow. And it was on this person's cell phone. And so I was thinking, and I'm referring to the Yellow Jacket guy at the Texas Roadhouse. And I said, oh, wow. And I go, well, that could really easily be kind of superimposed onto it, right? Whenever I get something that is like secondhand even, because that's like maybe the closest to firsthand, I try to be really, really careful with it, especially if we're going to, say, implicate somebody for having a cell phone picture that really does look a lot like Sebastian in terms of what he was wearing, even the logo on his shirt. And, don't think I'm going to be upset if you can't see it. It's very heavily pixelated. The good thing is that when I went to Dog's official page to pull this in, it's crystal clear this footage, and I haven't quite nailed down why they would have done this at a very busy restaurant. I haven't quite nailed that down, and I haven't quite put all the pieces together, but I think it has a lot to do with the fact that I don't know that we have all of the pieces that we need. So, and a lot of that was talked about on Betty too, about how it's not to bash law enforcement, right? It's not to say, we don't like law enforcement. Who needs them, right? Because we do need it. We need them. We do need them. We need them to pay attention. And I just feel like there's been a lot of things that they didn't pay attention to in the beginning because they thought Sebastian ran away. And that really bugs me, along with the fact that I think this guy has a picture of Sebastian on his phone. Uh-oh, I just got a side eye from Seth. That's hilarious. I'm so glad I wasn't behind in chat this time. I mean, that's awesome. Seth says you just had to say crystal clear. Oh, that's hilarious. Thank you for being here, Seth. That's too funny. But yeah, but it was a really clear video, right? Like, because a lot of the videos we've been looking at and working with are not clear. Even it seems like some of them, even the outside views are a lot more crisp than the inside. And I think it's just camera placement is my best guess, because you can kind of see the field of view. Um, but I slowed it down a lot, right? I slowed this video down, you know, not really even to a snail's pace, but I did try to make it so we can kind of see it going. Hey, Sea Star. And so that's what I kind of want to focus on for tonight, because I realized, well, a lot of people probably haven't seen this yet. I tried to blow it up, but the problem is once I get it down to where it's just his phone, it's very much blown up at that point, and so it makes it a little bit blurry and harder to see. And so even though we're working with such a good video, we're still zooming in on a particular angle that is probably going to be blurry even so, because this one is one that's added with a filter. So I put a filter on to kind of show more of like the definition in the shirt, which would be Yoda's head, you know, because Yoda's got like a big head. He's so cute. He's got a big head, and he's got the big long kind of pointy ears, and just adorable. And that's what was on Sebastian's shirt that night. And you can see it's a black shirt. It's not navy blue, and it's not purple like mine. But it is, it's because there's a filter on it. We'll just say that. Hey, Mama Davis. And so I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show this one first. And I did I saved it again in in the 1080p. So it's the best quality that I could have put it in. So here we go. And of course, there's no sound on this, so I'm just going to kind of talk through it. You can see the timestamp, so 18:23:56. And I believe, and I made this a little while ago, but I believe when I did this, I was trying to show as much as I could up until the point, but we know, and there's a few videos by hindsight that I pulled in to kind of show what else was going on with Yellow Jacket, because he was hanging around, and I understand, and believe me, guys, I'm not trying to say anybody's right or wrong, because I don't know if I'm right either. It's just weird that it appears to me that these are just so close. And then also, there was another video I was searching all over for, and I can't believe I didn't have it next to these ones, but it actually shows where we can see that. Sorry guys, let me plug this in. I didn't realize, I thought I had it charged up. Give me 1 second. But here's this part right here really quick too. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought on that one. This thing's told me in my ear that it needs to charge. Okay. So, you know, this is where he comes out, and oh, that's what I was going to say. There's one video that Hindsight did, and it's showing where Katie is taking the pictures of Sebastian without him knowing. And that really bothered me, because they did a comparison where it appears, because I thought this was a video on this gentleman's phone, but it appears to me that it's just because the camera is focusing in on the photo that's on his phone, and you can see it come into focus, especially as I've slowed this down. And right here is where it comes into focus. And so you can kind of see where, and you almost see Sebastian's shirt first, and then you realize that it's a person. And I'm going to show it twice too. He comes into full view as the screenshot that I have on the background tonight. Hey, Vic. And so again, this is just him. And it's weird because he does put the phone in a very awkward angle. I don't know if they've done something like this to throw us off, to make us focus where we shouldn't be. I don't know that for sure, guys. I really don't. Hey, Sabrina Smith. But if you look, I mean, it comes into focus. You can see Grogu, his head, his ears, those pointy ears of his. And then it's actually on the shirt of someone, and you see the person come into focus. Yeah, and Dolly, I don't want to debunk anybody. I really don't. I just think that I just need more information, and I don't want to be intrusive to this person, whoever we think it is. I don't know who the Yellow Jacket is, but I love Justin, and he's another one that I support, another creator that I support and really respect, because he's always doing research and he cares about the case and he wants to find the truth too. So we're all in the same team, all the same family in Sebastian's army, but we all are going to have our own brains and our own opinions. And this was just weird to me because like I said, somebody sent me the still like I have up here, but it was more so when Sebastian's shirt, you could see his shirt more. And so I'm like, what is this green head like with these ears, right? Because I could see the green head and I could see the ears. And they're going to clip that and say, this lady's crazy, and I would agree. I do sound crazy when I say that, but you're looking at a Star Wars character from a t-shirt, right? So when I saw that, I thought, and I'm like looking back, oh, this is Sebastian's shirt because it's Yoda, and I love Yoda. He's my favorite. He's just so cute. Other than the Ewoks, I think they're adorable. But, that being said, I was like, oh, that's why they're sending it to me. How weird. So this is on that guy's phone, right? And then we had people who really thought it was a certain guy out of PA, right? And, I don't think so. This guy has such a defined head, right? And then also there was an earring. The person was wearing an earring. Now the earring is very hard to see. I mean, it wasn't like, I'm wearing like just little, hangies. But so it was a stud. It wasn't, you couldn't tell really. And then also, earrings can change, but I was looking for some similarities in terms of something that could make me believe, because look, this guy's wearing a mask. You can't see who he is. He's wearing glasses. You can't tell who this person is. It's very difficult to see. And, it's just tough to really tell. I think that if I think I'm skeptical enough at this point to where I would really need to see like maybe the sneakers that he wore that night, that match, or the yellow, jacket. And anybody could buy that, and I understand, but I just think I need more information, and and maybe I'm just being stubborn as hell. I am stubborn as hell. Cinderella says, I just don't know what is wrong with people. I just get the valuable and say screw it. Yeah, well, and I just can't shake the photo on the phone or the video. I mean, I guess it could still be a video, but we know that Katie was like snapping shots, right? We could see her taking the pictures, and I wish I could find that. I need to find that video. I'm sure I have it saved still. I know I have it saved. I just don't know if I have it like in my photo album to grab out, because I was looking all over for it. I'm going to show this one next, I think, here. All right, so we're looking at inside where Katie's paying the bill on the little kiosk or point of sale system. and the bill was paid at the table, and she also had a full meal, right? And you can see all that. The rose gold cell phone on the right side of the table, she picks it up to put it in her left rear pants pocket, but pulls it out and puts it into her right front pants pocket instead. Or was it a swap? So just kind of asking us to analyze the video, because there's a lot of action, right? Back and forth, the pockets. Is there another phone showing in her left jacket pocket? She touches both jacket pockets, which appear full, and then we see the rose gold phone sticking out of her right front pants pocket, allegedly easily accessible. Right? So, is there another phone showing in her left pocket? Is the question. And I think I see one. I mean, you could tell. And then another phone, front left jacket pocket. Both front jacket pockets appear full. And Katie's checking them, you know. And then there's the rose gold phone, front right pants pocket. Now, a minute and 44 seconds later, this is another detail that is very worrisome to me. It looks like the rose gold phone appears, and, you know, the rest is what we see on the phone. So really well put together. And, you know, I've said this before, but I know there's a lot of new people, or maybe you haven't seen this before. As I was analyzing this portion, hindsight was also analyzing like the rest of what was going on in the restaurant and what was going on at the table, right? So while I was doing this part, I was watching hindsight's videos, and she's, you know, doing the other parts of the restaurant, you know, because, and that's what's so valuable. We all have different skills, and we all can bring something to the table, you know, and it's amazing what can happen when we work together, you know. So when did Sebastian have his hands in his pockets, inside or outside? I believe he had his hands in his pockets both inside and outside, if I can remember correctly. I know definitely outside, but inside I believe that he was walking with his hands in his pockets as they came into the restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know who it is. Kai Kai, I don't know who it is. I really don't. I don't. See, that's what I was thinking, Kiki. I was thinking that maybe he was taking videos on his phone, but and I wish I could find it, because they hindsight did a still, right, and it was side by side with what was on the phone versus what Katie was taking the pictures of Sebastian, you know, kind of the sneaky ones where she was kind of keeping her other hand, where she was taking the pictures steady, with her other hand kind of sitting on top of it, right? And she was just kind of like clicking, you know, the button and taking pictures of Sebastian. It was said that they were like trying to show Chris that he ate salad dressing, something like that. And, you know, I mean, you would think that she'd say, hey, Sebastian, you know, we're going to send Chris a picture, and it would be a happy moment, right? They're celebrating something new, which is always nice. I mean, you know, there's things that we grow into when we're older, you know. You couldn't get me to eat a dry salad, but, you know. Aw, thanks, Vic. That's so sweet of you. Sorry guys, I'm a little bit behind in chat. I'm just reading through some of them. Hi Brenda Marshall. SI officer says, so then when she would get out between the vehicles, it would be exposed for her grabbing, in my opinion. Oh, you're talking about Green Hoodie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Green Hoodie's another one. So it's interesting because when this video originally came out, Dog the Bounty Hunter was wanting us to watch the interaction with the Green Hoodie. And it's absolutely weird, right? You know, I made it the video and, you know, did the thing, I gotta pee, you know, but it's like, cause she hung out, she came out of the bushes, right? She like hanging out by Katie's car until Katie comes out, and then she goes in and uses the bathroom. You know, if you're gonna try to be inconspicuous, you might want to go use the bathroom really quick and then, you know, take your time and everything. But then again, you also have Yellow Jacket that's doing the same thing. So it would have even looked more suspicious if 4 of them all walked out together than just the Yellow Jacket, right? Because again, he was waiting in the doorway or the waiting area in the Texas Roadhouse and walked out with Katie and Sebastian. I mean, it's weird, you know? So they're both still suspicious, and it's weird that, you know, oh, nothing to see here, the Green Hoodie, you know, it's absolutely odd, you know. Trent says Katie was taking pictures of Sebastian while he was sitting across from her at the table. Yeah, sure was, Trent. And, you know, like, not where Sebastian really knew about it, you know. It appeared that he really didn't know what she was doing, and she appeared to be kind of doing it in a sneaky way. Which, again, I know that some people might say, well, why would she do that in a crowded restaurant with cameras? I mean, the only thing that I can say is that criminals make mistakes, or when somebody's doing something that they're not supposed to be doing, they make mistakes, you know, because you're stressed out. You know, our brains, we know that we're doing something we're not supposed to be doing. Katie is educated. She's militarily trained, and she is no dummy, right? She knows she's doing something wrong. She knows she's being sneaky. So yeah, she's going to make a mistake. Same thing with anybody else that was involved, in my opinion. That's why, you know, it's weird that we have no camera footage. It's weird that there was no tampering, you know, of the house, right? Everything was locked up tight. It's all weird. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and that's the things, hindsight, you made me believe that it was probably the focusing of the cameras outside and the movement of the phone that brought, you know, everything into focus rather than it being a video. Hindsight says, Kiki, I do not believe he was recording anything at the time, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was given to him now that you show that. And then also somebody said that they never saw this little, and now I put it up last night, but I noticed it. Katie's got like this bright pink phone in her pocket, which appears to be like a phone cover or a phone. Maybe it's a notepad, but it looks like a phone to me, and you'll see it, and I'm not trying to be weird, but like you'll see it right next to Lies, ? You know, and she's got it in her back pocket. So, you know, I am asking you to look at Katie's booty, but I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just pointing out that she has something in her back pocket. So, and this was the night that Sebastian earned an award at his vigil, and they were shopping for motorcycles. So, but there it is, folks. Pink phone cover. You know. So. Hey, Butter Biscuit, good to see you. Thank you, Anne, for being here. Cinderella. That's awesome. She says, you're welcome. I just like people. Hey, Linda Hall. I like people too. Sorry, guys. Let's see. They've been really messing with me on this thing. They change it every 2 days or so, and it drives me bananas. Yeah, well, thank you, Trent, for your, for the male perspective. He says, hindsight correct, that makes no sense. Or, excuse me, hindsight correct, that makes the most sense. Most men don't spend $1,000 to get a pink phone. So I agree with that. I think that it's weird that he would have a rose gold phone, and it would be his choice to have that given his more masculine style and the rest of his clothing, right? Because he's wearing like a very, a guy's jacket, right? He's wearing, Air Jordans, which are, I mean, Michael Jordan's the man. So I don't know what more to say on that. But besides Michael Jordan's the man. Hey, Trishy, good to see you. Hindsight says, Trent, it would be more prudent to say that some men may not, in all fairness, and yeah, some may prefer that color. We're not to judge. Yeah, and that's so true. I agree with you, Hindsight, because he could. I just think he's got a more, like, if I just consider his style, you know what I mean? Like, all of us have our own little, way, and if I consider that, he definitely looks like he's more of like a sporty type of a dresser. Hoodie, I don't know. Vic, I can't say that, Green Hoodie is not KP's mom or of some relation to her, because they do look similar. And we've kind of done some comparisons. Well, we've compared the Green Hoodie, right? Because, I mean, I would call this person a shim, because at first we're like, it's a guy, and then we're like, wait a minute, no, it's a lady, and then we're like, which one is it? And and then the police are like, it's a woman, and then we're like, is it possibly someone of a relative to this person who is to CP? Is it a relative to him? No. So it's just been like, oh my gosh. And of course we get kind of a half-assed, I can't even say kind of a half-assed explanation from law enforcement, and then they're like, shame on you for having so many rumors, you bad people. And we're like, we're just trying to connect the dots. So I don't know, it's kind of frustrating that too. Cinderella says, the yellow coat guy opened the door for KP and Sebastian. They sure could have gotten a switch. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think they could have done anything in that little hallway. And if there's no footage, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't, but I'm not saying there is. We haven't looked at any, to my knowledge. I've not even looked at all of the footage on X that they put out, because I don't know. I just don't trust that guy at all. I think he's a dirtbag. And Trishy says the Texas Roadhouse stuff is so interesting. Yellow coat looks so sus to me too. Yeah, Trishy, I wish I knew. Like, I just wish I knew who this person was, and they would come out and be like, here's the outfit that we have. I mean, I don't know. I would do that. If it was me, I would do that. I would want people to know, like, hey, please don't worry about me. Worry about something else, But it's just so weird with the picture. It's so weird. It was very pricey vehicle, GA64, very much so. Yeah, very much so. I did see that video with the, I'm trying to think of what his, it wasn't a Cadillac. Was it a Cadillac or something? I think it was. Butter Biscuit says, it's so heartbreaking to know that was Sebastian's last supper. Yeah, it is heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking to like watch him get in the car, because it's like that was the last time that we like can see where he was, right? Because even the trash can video, Butter Biscuit, we on Betty earlier, Hindsight and Mama Marissa were talking about how we'd really like to see the trash can video, even if it's, or excuse me, the video of Sebastian taking the can to the end of the driveway, as Katie would put it. And I wish they would show it to us. I don't see how it could be of any evidentiary value for the case other than proof of life that Sebastian made it home to the public. And I say that because obviously then that would indicate, if it is Sebastian taking the trash out, that he did make it home and he just went inside, and then we worry about what happened from there, right? So I don't see why they won't just put it out and show it to us, because it's really irrelevant other than shutting us all up because we want to know if he made it home or not. I think it's safe to say that there's a strong possibility that maybe he didn't make it home, and maybe there was some sort of a handoff, and maybe it was supposed to happen somewhere near the Texas Roadhouse, and that weird lady comes out and she's like, hey, I mean, because she was doing one of these at Katie, and that whole interaction was very strange. Again, she could have went on the other side of the car where we see Sebastian walking in the photo up here. She had all the room in the world to walk. I mean, that would be where I would walk. I wouldn't go walking up on top of somebody that's trying to get in their car. Like, to me, I don't want to be stuck in between cars of a person. I mean, that's with another person. It just, not my thing. Momming it up. Good to see you. Out of everyone, if I had to guess who Yellowcoat is, he's not anyone mentioned, in my opinion, by people. Mom and I know who you're talking about. I know who you're talking about, and he's not off my list. Like, I haven't really even, well, the problem with that person is he does Hollywood makeup, and he's really talented, right? So, like, again, I think of Mrs. Doubtfire, where she, he could change. Robin Williams was putting on those masks and things and changing his appearance like so well that, I mean, if you saw somebody, you might not notice, right? I mean, they did a really, really good job. And so that's the kind of level that this person is at. And I think that it could be why this person's so hard to kind of pin down who it is because they may have had prosthetics on or something like that, because they're that good. But again, I keep an open mind because I don't know. I wish I did. Definitely more cameras, Kiki. Absolutely. There has to be more cameras, in my opinion. Can Seth demand to see the other ones? Yeah, I know Katie definitely went in there beating her chest about it. Which, I mean, I wouldn't have been rude to the people, but I would have said, may please have that, right away. Sometimes they'll tell you, we can't give it to you. We have to give it to the police only. Sometimes, just depending. But I don't know why they felt compelled to give out the footage, but I will say that if it's true that law enforcement didn't bother questioning anybody at the restaurant that night, like, that's a huge red flag. It's a huge red flag. So, I mean, why is it taking public pressure for them to get off their tushies, as I said before, and ask some questions, right? Get out of the office a little bit, stretch, and go interview some people, because that's what you do when you're a detective, right? Is you interview people. And it looks like you guys have a lot of people that you didn't interview. So, chop, chop, because this is ridiculous, It's really ridiculous. I don't understand how come the photo Kay gave was not that night at the Texas Roadhouse and one other photo from a different time. That whole thing throws me off. Wish Ellie would give a press conference on the Texas Roadhouse footage. I agree, Mom. And the TBI put their logo on there. And in my opinion, that's their stamp of approval, right? And so I was always thinking, oh, yeah, that's, the TBI, that's the photo, right? And people were like, well, nobody said that was the photo from that night. And I'm like, but nobody said that it wasn't. And then also it's got the TBI stamp of approval. And don't tell me the TBI didn't see the footage from the Texas Roadhouse. Was it not happy enough for you, TBI? Because we need to know these things. It's ridiculous. That Texas Roadhouse footage is absolutely, it's infuriating. That's how he was treated, right? That's how Sebastian deserves to be treated, right? TBI, we'll cover that up for Katie. And we'll slap a logo on the happy picture. You know? It's sick. It is absolutely sick. I can't even believe it. And you know, and then they want to complain and be like, well, oh, you know, let's play the violin for the parents, and let's play the violin for the TBI. Let's play the violin for Craddock. Oh, wait, let's give him a fucking raise. Why not? Yeah, sure, let's give him a raise. Yep. I mean, it's absolutely maddening, Mom, and thank you so much. I so agree. Really well said. It's like, they're obviously trying to help the Foot Clan and not Sebastian. I don't know how much more obvious it is. Hey, Linda. I wonder about those as well, Kiki. Great point. I wonder about the ones around the other buildings. Yeah, because it's like they have several buildings in and around there. It's just like a big shopping plaza, it's just like a little mall area where there's a bunch of different businesses and things like that. So true. Mama It Up, says Mama Davis. Yeah, I mean, it's like we've been deceived time and time again in this case. It's like, when are they going to stop trying to deceive the public about this case? Because we're not going to stop, because we're all so frustrated. None of us like to be played for a fool. None of our caregivers brought us up to be fools. So, what are they thinking? Hey, Pebbles, good to see you. Brenda Marshall says, where are the Proudfoots? Are they still in the house? I think they are. Brenda. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think they've moved or anything. I know that there was some rumors about maybe some talk, maybe they are thinking about moving, but I don't think they are. I think they're a little bit confident, more confident than maybe they should be, in my opinion. GA64 says all the bulky clothes on YJ on Yellow Jacket on that night, which was unreasonable because it was warm and it's suspicious. Well, and I do think I agree with that. There were all these pockets, right? There were all kinds of pockets. And let me get a little bit, I'm just going to go down. But I have one with the pockets too. Mama It Up says it's so odd that the guy who searches for Sebastian has a yellow coat like that, and that the odds of so many possibilities is just wild. Well, and I think so too. Okay, so it is exactly the same coat, in my opinion. I mean, it looks to me to be the same coat. And I've watched his videos. They're absolutely terrifying. I don't know. It's so hard because I know people have been chasing clout, but it's like he kind of takes it to a very disturbing level, in my opinion. Yeah, the layers is a bit much and then if we look at absolutely, Kiki, because if we look at the video that SF put out, that kid's wearing shorts and a t-shirt, And, you know, of course, people, if they're just going out to get the cat or something like that, and they're not planning on staying out long, they might just wear the, you know, their shorts and stuff like that. Also, boys, you know, they're like, I'm not cold, you know, that sort of thing. Teenagers, I mean, my daughter was like that too. I'd be like, where's your coat? And she'd be like, I don't need one. Pebbles, it says, if it was cold, why didn't Sebastian have a sweater? That always bothered me, but his mom has one on. Yeah, and well, a lot of people were wearing hoodies that night, Pebbles, that's true. Like, and that guy was layered, but a lot of people were wearing, you know, because even that pink sweater lady, she's wearing obviously a sweater. It did appear that people were dressed, you know, not bundled up or anything, but yeah, I don't know. That is weird to me too. And I'm not sure if Sebastian's like warmer, you know, if he runs warm or not. But I do know that Seth had said that he likes to sit like in the steam and stuff and stay warm that way. So you know, because my gosh, the way that how humid it was out, even yesterday, I was standing outside the vehicle just putting the groceries in the vehicle, and it was like, oh my God, I'm sweating, and I'm standing here handing, you know, groceries off to be put in the truck. I was like, wow. So I just run really hot myself, and I don't know. I agree, though. I was thinking that if Katie's wearing the, you know, a hoodie and pants, then Sebastian probably needs a hoodie too. BMW Coupe says way too overdressed for 60-degree weather. Others at the Texas Roadhouse had short sleeves or light jackets. Yeah, true BMW Coupe. And, you know, and I know people, like I said, I know people run, you know, different temps, and some people are, you know, run warmer than others, you know, and that sort of thing. Oh, thank you so much, Mally Cat, for gifting 5 Lady Freedom memberships. If you got a membership from Mally Cat, make sure you say thank you and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Thank you, Mally Cat. That is so sweet. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna, let's see. Okay, I'm not too terribly far in chat. Jeep Wagoneer, thank you, Brenda. Jeep Wagoneer. Jeeps are expensive, and it was nice. I thought it was a Cadillac. Look, it looked really, really nice. Hey, Wild Wolf, good to see you. Thank you for hitting that like button, sweetheart. I really appreciate it. Yay, thank you for being here. I'm glad you decided to say hi. And welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here as well. Trisha says, exactly, lady, she would not walk that way. I wouldn't want to walk in between of people, Trishy. I wouldn't. Like, I don't know. And maybe that's just a me thing too. But I'm like, oh, I just can't picture, you know. I mean, I just wouldn't want to make that other person feel uncomfortable either. So, or either. Hey, Connie B, thank you for being here. Okay, so let's watch this next one here really quick. They're just, you know, shorts, but really a lot of information in them. Sorry guys, I didn't realize I was muted. So you see him, you know, pressing the button without touching it, right? But that's not as big of a deal as, you know, it really looks like he's tucking something into his sleeve here. And you can see that, you know, and he's, again, there's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of stuff going on here. Pants pocket. pockets everywhere. And he's got one in his pouch, right? Hoodie pouch. And I mean, he's fishing around for something. Like, what is he fishing for? It's really strange. Now he's pulling out the phone. Just keep your eyes on it. Okay, guys, so there you have it. He's got all these pockets. He's fishing around. He's like pointing at something. It seems like somebody at the window was talking to him, but he never takes away any food, which is extremely strange. And I'd like to see the other angle of the parking lot. Hey, Andrea. SI officer says, do we know for 100% certain that they did not interview people at the Texas Roadhouse? So I am under the impression that they only interviewed the waitress that served them that night, because that's what Katie said. Katie told Nancy Grace that. And whether she was being truthful or not, I don't know. But that's what she said. She goes, yeah, you know, they were interviewed, but it wasn't like anybody around was interviewed. So I don't think that, because the first time the green hoodie person was interviewed was in December of last year. So, you know, and that was because everybody was talking about the green hoodie person, right? And it was like, who is this green hoodie? And you can, again, it was because of the waiting next to the vehicle. And, you know, it was very strange. It was very strange. Mom It Up says, I can't rationalize those two people dressed like it's freezing cold when it was mild weather. Yeah, it's just really odd, right? And he's layered too, so he's not just wearing. And now I know it was said that this person Tommy, if it was this person Tommy, thank you, Maman. If it was this person Tommy, they said it was because of the chemo. Now I do understand how that works, but again, I would need the newspaper, the time, the day, you know, him standing there with it in the whole outfit, you know, I mean, with the mask on, with his glasses, like, I don't know. It's just so tough, right? I can't rationalize it either, Mom, and I really can't. And that's why it bugs me so much. And that's why I said I got stung again, because, you know, we bring it up and I'm like, oh, I know about this. And this is, you know, it just like gets me going again. And I'm like, okay, you know, let's go over it again, because it's too strange how it fits together so well. And when nothing in this case is fit together well, you have to almost hold on to something that does, right? And that's just my way of thinking. That's what I'm trying to do. And like I said, I couldn't do it without like Mom Marissa and Hindsight and BMW Coupe, you know, all of our brains together, all the research, you know, because you can't possibly be doing all the research on everything, right? And it takes a lot to like look at these videos and watch them and slow, you know, and go piece by piece and frame by frame. I mean, it takes time, and it's like you don't want to miss something. And then also, and hindsight, you probably know what I mean. It's like you also need to take a step back from what you're looking at, so that way you can come back and look at it again and with a fresher set of eyes, if you know, if that makes any sense. Because it's just like staring at the same thing over and over again can be mundane. And then if you come back to it, sometimes you're like, oh wow, okay, you know, because you're putting a fresh set of eyes, and it helps too to show it to others and say, are you seeing what I'm seeing? You know, that was my big thing, even working with the flashlight photo. Yeah, I don't know, and that's the thing, Pebbles and Cinderella. I just don't know, and like I said, I might just be being really, really stubborn, you know, and I am that way, and I'm just, um, it's just so weird. It's just too weird that he has, you know, allegedly, it appears that there's a picture of Sebastian on the phone, um, and I really didn't even believe it at first myself until I took the raw footage, you know, and then enhanced that, you know, by zooming in and then even taking that still, um, that we see on the screen, you know, and then you know, slap a filter on it, see if there's some more we can see, and we've analyzed a couple of the stills as well. Um, GA64 says, if it was the guy that CTP says it is, then it should be easy to prove a vehicle he owns that is public records. Yeah, exactly. And that's what I mean. There's no like strong connections, and that's where I'm kind of, you know, having a bit of trouble making that connection and feeling like it's solid enough, right? You know, connecting that dot and saying, okay, that's done. Now on to the next one. But it's just, Brenda Calvert says, if Seth demanded last proof of life and they showed him Texas Roadhouse, not Katie's dash cam, think about that. Yeah, I mean, Brenda, I can't, I mean, I think that's really well said. Like, I can't even really say much to that, right? Because that's that's exactly what happened. Seth said, I want to see proof of life, right? And then they showed him the Texas Roadhouse video. And I do believe it was when Sebastian was walking out, is what, you know, obviously. So they did give him that, right? And you would think it would have been the the trash can video. And maybe because this one was more clear. But yeah, you know. Yeah, see, that's true too. The sensory issues, Kiki. That's a great point. You know, you would think with so many sensory issues, can't go outside without shoes anywhere. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. Um, Unless it's cold, like I don't wear socks, and you know, I'm always barefoot. So, um, yeah, I just don't think it is. I just really don't, you know. I mean, we're not sure as well. And, you know, too, I wanted to um, bear with me a second, guys. Okay. Sorry. I don't know if that caused me to buffer. Um, Give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this in. Because, I mean, this guy is such a close, I mean, he's really close. I'm just going to, thank you, Mom. And okay, so, I mean, oh gosh, this guy's, so again, I mean, no mask on, right? But he definitely has a lot of the same features. Um, and is this an older picture, Mom, or is it newer? And forgive me. If I've missed people in the chat, I apologize. Hey, Carla, good to see you. I don't want to be too behind because I want to answer from. Thank you, Trishy. Hey, show poodles. Oh, okay. Trent says that there are websites that allow you to put in two pictures and it will tell you what percent the two people match. It would help a little, though it's tough with the mask, though. I know, and that's the tough part for me too, is just this mask, because I mean, then all we have is like the ears, the nose, the eyes, right? Because his nose does stick out from the mask. But this is the guy Billy, and he's strange. He's strange. Hey, Holly S. And and he's also inserted himself into Sebastian's case. Um, yes, Brenda, that's true. Brenda Marshall says, I think I remember Seth saying he saw the trash can video, but he couldn't tell if it was Sebastian because it was too grainy. And that's true to the best of my knowledge as well. That's what Seth said. He says, I mean, it's really, really hard because it's dark and it's grainy and you can't tell, which is, obviously frustrating because, again, then that's why maybe they would show, that last proof of life video being the Texas Roadhouse. You could actually see Sebastian, maybe they weren't 100%. But what bugs me is that Katie would come out and say, well, look, she'll say, the FBI already said that video was XYZ, it is Sebastian. I don't think so. I've never seen them come out and say that. And, if they did, I would take it for what it's worth. I mean, I would try anyway. The eyebrows. Okay, so B&W Coop says, where's the eyebrows? Yellow coat has eyebrows and older. That's what I was saying. I didn't know if this, um, I'll show it again. Sorry, guys, I took it down. I don't know how old this picture is, but I do agree that he has bushier eyebrows. The yellow coat does. Do I have a picture of yellow coat on here? Let me see. Hi, Kylie's Nail Candy. Good to see you. Oh, he's in his 50s. Okay, thanks, Mom. And I wasn't sure because he does look a little bit younger here, but he's so dang good at the makeup. That was really what got me going, because I was like, this guy is like really good with the makeup. And give me a moment. Okay, so he also does some weird stuff with his photos, and I will show you guys this one. He, like, obviously there's some sort of a filter on this, or because he's a little bit more like cartoonish. But I mean, here's another one, and of course his eyebrows look weird in this one too. And of course, I think this is a younger picture too. Kathy says, Lady Freedom, I may be wrong, and I think Clutch Those Pearls had pictures of Tommy without a mask. Yes. No, you're right. You're right, Kathy. He did. He had pictures. I want to say he had them with and without, if I can remember correctly. I did have them saved, but I had to get some more storage because I'm trying to save these videos in the highest quality, that I possibly can. And so, darker complected than yellow coat, in my opinion, says Brenda Calvert. Yeah, and it's just so hard because, I mean, and then the yellow jacket and the hoodie is so weird. Like, he's literally wearing a gray hoodie and a yellow jacket, and I'm like, oh, stop it. I mean, just stop. And it drives me nuts. It drives me nuts. These are the things that drive me nuts. He looks kind of like a female. He does. Isn't it weird? He changes his appearance like this all the time, though. That's why it's so hard to kind of get a good read on this guy. It really is. And that's, I've bounced it around in my head, Um, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says that's not the same yellow coat either. Yeah. And I mean, I think the other one now, because there's filters and stuff, that's another reason why it's so hard. But I will say that the coat that the yellow jacket guy is wearing looks to be more of an orange tint to it. Um, just a tad. And then this one's more a little bit like of a neon color. I can tell like that. Yeah, I don't think so. Hindsight, I would just need more. I would need more proof. Carla says the fact remains we never see him get food at all. And that's the thing. That's the thing about him as well, Carla. Yeah, because he's hanging out like he just never, and he doesn't look like he's frustrated at all. Because like I don't know, I might be like, if I'm waiting that long for food, like, and no one's helping me, I would be a little bit, a little peed off at that point, like, hi, do I exist? Can I get some help? And I mean, I would go up to one of the wait staff, or I'd go to the host and say, where is it that I, should pick up my food, or should I wait in my vehicle? Something like that. But you don't ever see him doing that. He's just kind of like meandering around without a purpose, and then he doesn't get any food. And you know what? They should have had him get some food. And Trishy says he was spending time in Los Angeles at Muscle Beach at that time. Lots of sun. Right? Right, Trishy? I know. And that's the thing. It's hard to tell because he does change his appearance a lot. You know what I mean? Because, like, yeah, they look similar, but what the heck? They look a bit different. Now, he does have kind of a... Mom, do you have a picture of his head? Do you have a picture of his profile of his head? Because, I mean, that's the profile is so pronounced. I'm sorry, it probably is on that side. But the profile is so pronounced. And his head goes, whoop, on the yellow jacket, guy from the Texas Roadhouse. I mean, to me, it's just... And then ears, guys. Ears is a huge one because nobody's ears are just alike. It's a, identifying feature, if you will. Hey, Jackie T. Thank you, little Miss Sharon. Hindsight says, lady, we posted the comparisons of Yellow Coat versus AK Tommy on my channel. It would be helpful to see that for everyone. Yeah, absolutely. Hindsight, let me go ahead and, because I have that one. Okay. Give me 1 second because I do have that one and I almost did pull it in. Thank you for reminding me because I was like, okay, which one should I pull in? And I was getting so frustrated because I couldn't find that other one. I was like, I need to find it. Okay, so give me 1 second. Just bear with me here. Okay, swap. Oh, got Nasty Dawn in here. Oh, golly. All right. Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, not these ones. No. All right, this one. Okay, and just bear with me while it loads in. It takes a second, guys, for it to load in on a video. Yeah, a zoomed in picture. Thanks, Trent. Yeah, Trent says Hindsight has a zoomed in picture of Yellow Coat's face straight on. Yes, and that is going to be so helpful because, like I said, the nose, we have to look at the nose. We have to look. Oh, here it is. Okay, here we go. Hold on 1 second.
The Richard Bishop versus Yellow Coat theory. There have been many theories about Yellow Coat, which have been pointing to the man referred to as Richard Bishop. Early on, we did some analysis and found that when you compare the noses specifically, there is a non-applicable match between them. This automatically removes other features that remain concealed under the mask to be a possible match as well. Heritage factor also dictates different as well as age. Visual hair follicles were no match proportioned, so for us personally, along with other factors, it confidently removes him from the list of possibilities, referring to Richard Bishop being the yellow coat guy. While anything remains possible, the likelihood to us is not probable. The more possibilities we can remove, the more possibilities we may find that could lead to that one very important probability in finding this child. Here are the comparisons for your own personal opinions, which are always respected and appreciated.
Okay, guys, and here's the comparisons here. And I'm just going to kind of let you guys look, and if you need to zoom in, feel free to zoom in. And this is the real, yeah, this is the one I think you're talking about, Trent. This one's really good because you could see, you know, how his nose comes over the mask. And the yellow coat has more
The
kind of a
nose of Richard
rounded
Bishop is
nose.
more slender, with pronounced visual nostrils slanting upwards, while Yellow Coat is a wider, shorter bridge with a bulbed end with limited nostril visibility. Richard Bishop also has very pronounced visual lines in his forehead, which are non-existent in Yellow Jacket.
I just realized that there were little birds in the background when I recorded that. I apologize, guys. There were little free birds in the back. But here's the other one. Now, this guy, again, that came from Janine Chrissy, and he's wearing an earring. You can see it. You'd have to zoom in. Now, this guy is definitely, I mean, we analyzed this guy because it did appear that Sebastian's picture, again, was in the reflection of the guy's glasses, which, again, is just so weird. It's absolutely weird. But that's the comparison, and you know, hindsight, that's a great comparison, I think, and a really convincing one because of the difference. Just any of them, you know. Oh, the Tommy one. Sorry. Do I have the Tommy one? So, thank you, thank you, hindsight. The makeup guy hasn't posted since 2017. I think I have some more posts. Where are you looking though, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom? Because I know there's more posts, like more recent ones. He does all kinds of, like, he's done all kinds of weird videos. I don't think it is the Tommy guy, C. Taylor. I don't think it is. Thank you. Thanks, hindsight. Yeah, drop the link. Drop the link. You know, that way people could go over. Because I don't know that I have that one saved in. I thought we went over it. I really do. On IG. Yeah. See, Mom, and where were you getting yours from? Wasn't it X? I think he was on X. Because I remember that one video that he did that was super scary, was on X. Hey, Adam Forever 21, good to see you. Yeah, what's his name on X? Like, oh, he's very strange, guys. He's very strange. Okay, so I'm going to wait to play this other one so you guys can go over and watch, because, I mean, I was also convinced about that analysis. Um, see Taylor, I just showed the comparison on the PA attorney. Yes, Richard Bishop. My bad. I thought it was going to be the other one, and then I played it through. Because I thought for some reason I added those together. Like I thought I did like a comparison video of all of it, and maybe that was just something that I wanted to do, and then I never did do it. But I thought I had it in here. But yeah, that last one that we just showed. Oh, feed the horses. Oh, is it raining by you, little Miss Sharon? Pebble says, in my opinion, I believe the yellow coat is not sick and just using the mask. Yeah, well, I mean, and that was one of the things I considered, that they may be sick, but I do, now that, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at these comparisons, I just don't think that it is, Hey, Bo. Very, very strange. Thank you, Bo. Did you put it in there? Letters to Esme. Thank you. I knew it was like something strange. Thanks, Bo. Yeah, that guy. That guy. And this is the Letters to Esme guy, just so you guys have a good idea of him. It's weird pictures, but Oh, and while we're doing that, let me see if I could come in here. And I apologize if this, let me turn this all the way down. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this on a Premiere, guys, because it's not letting me do the gifted memberships. Dang it. Not from here anyway. Let me see if I just go on to the, I think I got an idea. Let me see. And this will kind of give you guys a chance to go over and look at Hindsight's comparison. Because it's important to see these things, especially with all of the research that's being done. Let me take a look and see if I can do it from here. I think I might have figured it out. Oh, no, it doesn't. All right, I found the super stickers, super chat. I can't find. No. Okay, sorry guys, I'm just on my video. Oh, Mama says he deletes stuff constantly and rebrands them, use old and add new clips, and I have yet to see him hand out a flyer, but he puts them up on urinal stalls and sometimes in laundromats. Very odd. Huh. I mean, I did put Sebastian's up in a laundromat, but I think I know what you're talking about. Like, I mean, the urinal, that's weird. That is definitely oddball. Like something you wouldn't expect. I mean, that is so strange. That's so strange. Now, I don't want to send myself a super sticker. All right, hold on. Super chat. I don't want to super chat myself. How weird, because it said just go to the money sign, and I did see that. If I just go into my own chat. Yeah, please do email me the link, Hindsight. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. Let me take a look. He is a weird guy. I'm looking at him on the screen. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at him. Look at this guy. All right, so, and this is all allegedly in our opinion, guys. We're not trying to, I don't want to say for sure it's anybody, but I want to figure out who this guy is, and so, it's important. Okay. Let me pull this one in really quick. Okay. Let me just pull it into Video Saver. Okay. Sorry guys, I just need to download this. It shouldn't take too long. Let me download that. Okay. Okay. All right, here we go. And I'm just going to slow it down just a tad bit here. And then I just have to airdrop it to myself. So bear with me here. Okay. All right, airdrop to phone. Okay. Alrighty, let me just upload this really quick, guys. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate you guys. A lot. Oh, I don't want to do an overlay. I want to do a video. Alright, there we go. Okay, and just bear with me while it loads in here really quick. And then I'll pull in that other one too, because I'm interested to see what Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom sent. Let's see. Okay, guys, so here we go. Here's this. Okay, guys, so um, I mean, I'm convinced looking at that alone, but also I'm just wondering why no one has come out yet to say either way. You know, that's what's really, it's just, it's odd. Especially because I think that Sebastian's picture is obviously there. Um, let me do this true. Give me a second. Um, and I mean, the comparison is really well done, in my opinion. What in the what? I thought I exported it. Technical difficulties, please hold. Sometimes these X links can be a little bit of a pain in the patoot. Oh, there we go. Not that one, that one. Sorry, I'm just airdropping, guys. Okay, airdropped. See, this is why I use Apple, because I could just airdrop stuff and it's like so easy. Okay. And thank you, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, and thank you so much, Hindsight, too, for sending that over. Um, 1 second, it's loading. Loading, loading, loading. Can you show the zoom up you have a yellow coat? I do, I don't know if I have a zoomed in one, you know? Um, yeah, and that's the thing. I sent this over to Trishy. I sent this over. And I'm like, here, look, why does this guy have, you know, Sebastian's picture on this? Like, you know, nothing, crickets. I'm like, they just don't want to know. Okay, so forgive me, guys. This guy's like disturbing. Okay, so I'm not trying to be mean. It's weird. I'm not sure, you know, what's going on here, but it's a little gourmet session. Little pizza making. Now there's an identifying feature on his hand there. It looks like a prison tattoo. Indian ink or something, at the very least. I wish I could see that tattoo just a little bit better. It looks like there's another one on his forearm. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Sorry. I'm just watching. You guys caught me watching. Yeah, tattoo on the right hand, right? See, Taylor, and it's like a homemade one or something, you know, like Indian ink tattoo. In my opinion. Couple says not the same person. Trishy says, lady, you should show the thawing out video. Oh my goodness. Like, there's so many. Trishy, there's so many. And like, they're not, that one was the least disturbing, but it was a good, thank you, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, because, you know, that really gives us a good like side view of him, right? Like, and him moving around. Thank you so much. Yeah, on his arm, Brianna's World. Good to see you, Brianna's World tattoo. I saw one like right on his forearm, like right here when he was going over to, you know, grab the pizza. Yeah, prison tattoos as well been identified. Yeah, and I mean that's how we could tell like right away, right? I mean, and this person has been to prison, to my knowledge, so they would have had that documented in their file or whatever. I don't know why this is so weird today. I don't know. Is that better? It's kind of weird. Maybe I moved my table on accident. Yeah, he lives out in the woods, Bo. Like, that's what's really strange about this guy. Like, there's something off. There's something off about him, in my opinion. Now, could it be harmless? I don't know. Not with his record. It's weird. Maman says, Bo, it was how he acted towards me that made me pay attention when I was trying to watch for updates on Sebastian's case. And I was bombarded by the hate channels for it, so I had to dig into it. Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame you, Mom, and that's the thing. I mean, anytime they don't want us to look further, I always want to look further, you know? Thank you, Kiki. The thawing, oh gosh, Trishy, I'm just like, Both hands. Okay, both hands. See, I'm going to have to go back and watch that one again. Both hands. And, you know, again, I'm going to need to look back at this guy's hands. Yellow Jacket, that is. Oh, Jackie T says right-handed knuckle is scuffed, in my opinion. Yeah, and I don't know if, you know, he has a place where he can actually take, like, you know, a shower or anything. I saw Officer came in and says, OMG, what are we watching over here? Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, I think it's a close, I need to look at his hands. That's one thing. Yeah, he's so random with his videos, Mom, and that's the thing. And you have to ensure you're safe because he's strange. Linda Hall says we bought one of those at a backyard sale for $1, and we thought it was a bed warmer. That's funny. That bed warmer made the best popcorn ever on a campfire. Oh yeah, I can see how it would do that. Yeah, because all the holes and stuff. That's cool, Linda Hall. I love making caramel corn. Like that's one of the things that I make in during the holidays is caramel corn. And I pop it from like, the kernels and stuff. But I have a special pot that I use, and it has one hole, but not a bunch, but it's the best one because it lets some of the steam out. Yeah. Yeah, Adam Forever 21 says, I'm trying to catch up. Who's the guy that we're watching in the woods? So he goes by Letters to Esme on X, and then something different on another channel. He's makeup artist, photographer. My Photography USA. My Photography USA. Sorry, it's so small up there. So yeah, and he does resemble, in my opinion, the Yellow Jacket guy. I really want to know more about these tattoos. I really want to see a more recent picture of him. Yeah, not homeless, but access to vehicles. Like that's what's so weird. It's not. There's something wrong. There's something wrong. It's weird, Trishy. Oh yeah. Mama says, lady that thought video, his hands are covered in gashes and red stuff and stuff. I just don't know why he doesn't talk more and explain his GoFundMe's. And yeah, well, yeah. And how come he's putting up the weird videos about child unalivings and crimes against children, Yeah, he's a criminal for sure. I mean, he has a record. I've looked him up. Yeah, he's a makeup artist, Jackie T. That's why it's like, oh, that's what worries me the most about him. He's very talented. I'm gonna say that. But some of those guys are really, talented artists in prison. They got a lot of time on their hands. Momming It Up says, and makes weird stuff towards myself, and even that doesn't. Even that don't F with cats, lady. So odd. So I know he watches, and he could have answers. Maybe he knows something or saw something in the woods. Well, and I didn't know he was going after that lady. That's weird. I wonder why he would go after her. I mean, I know she's probably maybe working on a dock or something, but she has the right to do that. So that's strange. I didn't know that, Mama. Pebble says, in my opinion, he doesn't look like the yellow coat from the Texas Roadhouse. Yeah, I mean, it's like I do and I don't. Like it's weird because of the makeup thing, Pebbles. That's what I'm stuck on. But I mean, I just don't know. But I think if we can get a hold of his hands picture, we might be able to do a comparison there. Okay, he's also on TikTok. He's a TikTok creator who was friendly with local YouTubers early on in the search for Sebastian. Yeah. I forgot about the TikTok connection, Mom. Trishy, because I'm thinking I've heard that before, that he also has a TikTok. Because yeah, that's where I want to say that's where I saw. I think it was. Oh boy. The one where he was the Joker, and then he was doing that weird. But I think we showed it the one night, where he was the Joker. It is weird, Adam Forever 21. It's weird. Yeah, he does gory makeup. SI officer. He is he's mainly like into horror and stuff, which is like, obviously, um, that's cool by me and everything. I mean, it's really neat. I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead, or when it was first out and stuff. I was a huge fan of it, and I watch it all the time. And they did like a special behind the scenes, and when the zombies were like eating the people in the streets, it was really like pulled pork. How gross, right? It's disgusting. But it was like, that's what they use like to simulate it. And so I thought that was really cool. I like watching behind the scenes, especially when it's like horror, because I want to know how they do it. It's pretty cool. He's talented like that. And so it's weird. Yeah, he's definitely a weird fellow. I agree. Perfectly a perfect boy, Mom. It's like, and it's hard to be like, is he doing that for the artistic shock that he's looking for? Is he doing that? Obviously, he's trying to scare people if he's into horror. Like, he's trying to, do that. But there's more to him because of his background, in my opinion. Cinderella says this guy wears a mask because, well, I'd wear a mask too. Well, yeah, and I mean, it's just odd that so many people resemble this guy, but we can't pin down who this guy is. It's so weird. Makes you go, perfectly a perfect boy, Mom. It does. It does. Okay, let me show this last clip here that I have loaded in, and then I'm going to check my email because I think I got another email. So just bear with me here. This is going to be... Was it? Yeah, okay. I wrote it down because I was like, is it a 0? Hold on. This when you can't read your own writing. Okay. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I just wanted to pull that in really quick. So, as you can see, this is where the yellow coat guy is coming out with Katie and Sebastian. And again, we can see, Katie going, in one direction. Sebastian's definitely watching that green hoodie. That's not lost on me. Then we also see the phone in Yellow Jacket's hands. And it's just too weird. And then again, when we look at this, that you could buy an unlocked iPhone 15 Pro with cash and then activate it and put it under, like a Mint Mobile or Track Phone, or a prepaid plan. And then, that is a burner phone essentially, right? Because it's used for anonymous communication. And then, you can also, it's very flexible, right? You can swap the SIM. There's a lot of things that you can do with a burner, and it's one that you really don't care about. You can just get rid of it, right? Toss it, do whatever with it. And so I think that this is a feasible possibility, to say the least. And then you can also, one other good point in here is that you can also change the numbers if you need to quickly. So, and this is, of course, thanks to hindsight and, Grok 3, which is really helpful AI. It just pulls in a bunch of data, right? And then we're able to just ask it a question. It's really cool. Okay, so this also, I wanted to show you guys this, like a close-up version. So thanks hindsight for this, where you can kind of look at the differences when we're just looking at the head shape, right? The shape of the Yellow Jacket's head versus Tommy, right? So if we look at picture 1, that's 22224 of Tommy. And then picture 2, you see a gray hair, not dark hair, and a hairline, right? Because you can see that the Yellow Jacket guy has dark hair that seems to have been shaven and then growing back in. And then number 3, you can see was on 7/4/24 of Tommy again. And he appears to be an older man, older than the one, or older than the gentleman at the Texas Roadhouse, in my opinion. It's like we're looking for a specific person, and then here's the yellow coat guy, right? And his hair's kind of, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but it looks patchy. It looks very patchy to me. Very, very patchy and dark, not gray like we see here. And I don't know. It's just it's hard to tell. I just don't think it's the same person. I would really need to have some kind of more proof to the contrary, right? It's just Robini. Thank you, Trishy. Trishy says good at info hindsight. Yeah, and then Robini says problem is makeup artists could use that skill to make themselves look different, or excuse me, look older and totally different. Yes, that's my hang up there, because because it's so convincing, and he's so good at it. I mean, he is. He's good. I can't not give credit where credit's due on that. Hey, Baba Rose, good to see you. Baba Rose says, I've been listening, but I fell off a ladder Thursday. Oh, no, you did? Oh, gosh. And broke my ankle. Oh, you got it elevated up and everything? Oh, my goodness. Oh, the whole bottom of your foot and your heel? Oh, no. Brushed my hip. Oh, my goodness. You bruised your hip and it's sore. Plus 5 stitches. Oh, Baba Rose. Oh, not too much information. We'll be saying prayers for you, girl. I'm so sorry. Oh, goodness sakes. Trent says, I've swapped eSIMs a few times, and it's as easy as scanning a QR code. Yeah, it is super easy, right? You just kind of like take them out and just switch them. And I don't think mine have SIMs, but some of them do. Because I use my old iPhone. I still have that other iPhone. That's what I've been pulling information off of, just to kind of, keep this going on this end. Hey, Celine Howard. Celine Howard says, at night posted the reward has increased by $500. Curious if there's any searches anytime soon. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Thank you for letting us know, Celine. I think they're still searching behind the scenes. I think it's difficult because they don't want to be followed or, anything like that, or threatened or harassed while they're searching, is my best guess. Yes, our poor friend Baba Rose. I twisted my ankle one time, and boy, was it painful. I was on crutches for a little bit after that. I rolled it, and oh, man. Yeah, perfectly a perfect point. Mom says, I don't think it's the makeup man or Tommy. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, right? I mean, I'm just not, I would be convinced if I could see the hand tattoo. But then again, there's our yellow coat guy. And those are really good photos of him, hindsight. I mean, really good, where you can actually really see, the way that his head is shaped in the back there. Especially in the fifth photo down, um, I could really tell, that he's got like a curvature that goes before kind of his neck meets. Um, so yeah, thank you guys for sending these. In my opinion, something is off with yellow coat guy's arm. It's like something is up with his sleeve. Yeah, I can't tell what he's doing either. Like if it's his sleeve flapping around or because I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's weird. It's like he's holding something or his sleeve is it's just strange. Thank you, Kiki. There's also a source confirmation that it was not him, lady. Just yeah, not just the visuals. Yeah, I mean I am just I am not convinced. I'm just not convinced. And it's just weird to me that law enforcement doesn't want to figure out who this guy is. Like, why can't they come out and tell us something? Hey, Poppy Love. Poppy Love says, good to see you all. I'm glad you're talking about the yellow jacket. I don't think the man fighting cancer, Tommy, actually looked like the same man. Yeah, we were all talking about. I know. I didn't think so either, Poppy Love. I was really excited to see if maybe he was going to come out and talk or, you know. Yes, I will, Pebbles. I will. Show me again. Yeah, these are great visuals. And really, crisp pictures too. I won't say crystal clear. Seth might come out and side eye me again. Um, but Oh, okay. Trent says the patchiness in his hair could be lighting reflecting off of his head in those areas. That's a really good point, Trent. Thank you. Yeah, because I agree. It very well could be. Um, it is something to consider because especially when you see the shinier spots on his head, that I think, yeah, that makes a lot of sense that the darker ones are going to look like kind of splotchy. Um, yeah, or patchy. Ooh, spray on hair. Oh, that's interesting, Robini. They have so much stuff that you can really, I mean, that looks so real when it comes to that makeup stuff. Oh, well, Miss Sharon's back. Yeah, that is so interesting. Yeah, 65. Robini, like, from his elbow down doesn't look natural to me. Yeah. You're not the only one that feels like that or that's looked at it that way too, Robini, because some people were wondering if he had like a prosthetic on that side. I remember us talking about that before. Texas Roadhouse has an amazing camera system. Wow, they do. They really do. I mean, it's very crisp, especially outside. Now, of course, if there's a camera, say, like in the corner of the room, and then it was pointing, that's the one that, is the view that's pointing at Sebastian and Katie at the table, then, I think that's why it might be just a tad grainier than this. But I mean, the outdoor video is really good, in my opinion. Yeah, it does kind of look like that. Tom Chat Cafe says, are you talking about what looks like he is holding another face mask? It does look like that. That's true, Tom Chat. Yeah, that's because he was kind of like flipping it around when he was walking away in one of the videos. Um, yeah, Maman says, I think he's got extra masks. Yeah, and that's weird too to just be like, I mean, I guess unless you're used to carrying them around, Trishy says, Trent, that's a good observation. Yeah. I mean, these are all good observations. And I mean, I just want everybody's input because I think it's, important for us. Yeah, I definitely saw Sebastian on Yellow Jacket's phone as well, Poppy Love. And that's what really is like so frustrating. I mean, because again, what are the odds that there's another kid that's wearing the same t shirt as Sebastian on his phone like that? And then the pillars in the background matched up with what we were seeing that Katie was taking pictures of Sebastian at the table, in my opinion. Oh, Robini says, no, I'm talking about the at the window. And good to see you, Pam Roberts. Pamela Roberts says, LE probably already knows, but don't care. Well, and I would never want to say that if it wasn't for such like blatant disregard that we've seen. I don't understand looking at this. And now maybe it's something that they didn't catch on his phone, because obviously a lot of us didn't either. But I would want to interview Green Hoodie because of the weird way that this person is acting. And again, didn't get any food, but was in the roadhouse, and all of that is strange to me. And then again, too, if you have to use the bathroom, and you're like going there for that purpose, and you've parked all the way down the street just to go into this bathroom, you're not going to stand around a car, and wait for somebody. You're going to go around that car, not in between, and you're going to go in there, use the restroom, wash your hands, and be on your way. And why would you choose such a busy restaurant like the Texas Roadhouse when there's plenty of other businesses? There's a Starbucks over there that was open, and it's not late at night. It's still early in the evening, and it's just very odd. I would never choose a busy restaurant like that if I just had to use the bathroom. Jackie says, I feel that the yellow coat could be about 50 years old, in my opinion. I think he looks maybe late 50s, early 60s to me. That's kind of my stance. Because, I mean, and some of us go bald and, earlier than others, Robini says, hey, I'm 50. I don't look that old. Yeah, and, it just kind of depends too, is what all I think that you've done in your life too, because if you're heavy on some stuff, you age faster, in my opinion, especially if we're talking about math, not arithmetic, because that stuff will age you like nobody's business. And I mean, it'll make a 20-year-old look like they're 75. I've never understood why a woman would ever do that to herself. Because, none of us like to, look older than we are. And I'm like, man. Town Chat Cafe says, yeah, in my opinion, I would guess him around 65 years old, minus or plus. 2, he looks around the same age as my brother. Yeah. I mean, because he doesn't look terribly young. He doesn't look terribly old to me, Yeah. Hindsight says, Jackie, in my opinion, agreed, thinking about 40s through early 50s, in my opinion. Okay, so you think a little bit younger than that even, Hindsight. Yeah, see, that's interesting. And, well, and you may be correct because of the dark hair. He hasn't quite gotten gray just yet. Jackie T. Hey, that's one thing we're all going to get, right? Is old. That's one inevitable thing in life that we can count on, right? Is getting older. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it comes with a lot of wisdom and experience. Bob Rose says, look at the bottom of his neck. That looks like a mask. They look very real. Oh, the bottom of his neck. Oh, like in the back. Let me take it Maybe like he's got a second one on that he pulled over. Well, no, see, I don't see a second one. Hey, Detroit Rock City. Oh, no, you didn't get the note. I'm sorry. And I put the notification on a little bit later. I'm having a heck of a time with these membership things. It's just driving me bananas. It looks like he might be wearing another mask under it, like a harder plastic mask of some sort. I see what you're saying. When his head is down, it does look a little bit thicker. But see, I can't see two of the, oh gosh, what would you call it? You know, the things that you put behind your ears. Yeah, true that, mammon. Disclaimer, everyone is innocent until proven guilty. This is fair use, public, yeah, absolutely, public discourse and discussion, etc. Yeah, and you know, I mean, I just want to know who this person is. Thanks, Detroit. I just want to know who this person is, because it's bugging me like to no end. Some people just look way older at the same age. I get it. My mom is 77 and complaining she's getting gray around her ears. I'm like, you're lucky. That's funny. I know. Oh gosh, the minute I got a gray, I was like, oh, time to dye my hair. I never dyed my hair, and then I started to. When I got gray, I was like, I'm getting a couple of those coming in. But not terribly bad. So that's why I'm like, yeah, you know, maybe he is a little bit younger than that, right? 40s, 50. Because he hasn't quite started, you know, not like the other pictures that we see of the, you know, gray-haired man. Hey, Ann Brock, good to see you. I hope and pray that Sebastian will be found soon. It's been way too long. I agree, Ann. Thank you for being here, and I appreciate your prayers and well wishes. Yeah, I mean, we just got to figure out what the heck's happened here. I mean, and it's just, it is really a mess. It's like, you know, it's like unraveling the ball of yarn, you know, but it's just massive. And every time you think you found the source of where it's tangled, you know, there's another, you know, ball of knots. It's frustrating. It's really, really frustrating. And I wish that we could get to the bottom of it, but I'm glad that we're all getting together and, you know, putting our heads together, because that's the best thing that we can do. The worst thing is us, you know, fighting amongst each other or any of that, because that doesn't help. And, you know, like I said, there's just certain things that I might see differently than you all might see. And, you know, I'm still trying to figure out this dang thing, this membership baloney. Because it says it's supposed to let you gift 5, but it's not letting me. It's not even giving me an option to do it. And it's annoying. Yeah, it's just saying super chats and stuff. Super chats and stuff. Bo says Pebbles, that's what I'm thinking, and it doesn't look white. And, you know, usually we're dealing with not so great footage, but again, we have some pretty good footage we're working with on this. Like Trishy said, you know, in hindsight says Town Chat Cafe, in my opinion, we came to the determination that there is most possibly is facial hair under that mask, pushing it slightly forward, and you can see the spacing when he speaks above his lip, in my opinion. Okay, like when he's talking at the window, it appears to me that he's talking to somebody at the window. You know, but he doesn't seem like he's like, where's my food? Because most people, when they're like, where's my food, they're kind of getting hangry, or, you know, they're antsy. If they've been waiting for that long. Trisha says, I'm so glad we're looking at Sebastian's case again. I've been working again and out of the loop with YouTube. We need to bring him home. Absolutely, Trishy. I'm so glad you're here. And I hope you're loving your new job and everything. But I know it's like it's a lot, especially if you've worked all day and it's like, oh boy. Yeah, I know. It's one thing I can't let go of either. Detroit says this is one thing I can't let go of. This footage is very important in my opinion. Yeah, it is. It is. It's important because it's really, again, like we said tonight, it's the last known footage of Sebastian, his last known whereabouts, him walking, and we can see that it's him and identify him. Yeah, I definitely think it looks shaved in my opinion too, Kiki, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Like he took like one of the, Bics to it and it's growing back. Uh Jackie T says, I think he purposely shaved. Could be very good reason for that. We're just guessing after all, in my opinion. Yes, absolutely. It's all a guess. It's all a guess. And it's a gamble. But I would rather put my money on one of these horses over here than many of the other things that we've been told and shown. And C. Taylor says, oh, wait, I'm confused. So there are 3 people you've talked about tonight. Tommy, local retired guy, Esme, in yellow coat. So Tommy is allegedly 65-ish. Esme is younger, and we're not sure about yellow coat, right? Well, I mean, I'm not sure about yellow coat at all, C. Taylor, at all. I don't know who he is. The Esme guy is a little bit younger. I think Mom said he was in his 40s, and then Tommy, the local retired guy, he is the one that has like the grayish hair. So we got Tommy, who is alleged to be the yellow jacket guy, and then Esme, who also I mean, I think this one's pretty close. I'd like to see the profile on this one because this one looks like, it's just his head is freshly shaved, like where he just did it. But then again, it's just so hard. And then this is Tommy's. This is where we see Tommy, and it's just a different. I mean, even his ears are a little pointier. You could see his ears in picture number 1. So yeah, Baba Rose says the last 2 pictures bottom don't look like a real mask. Yeah, and it's just so strange. It's almost like a production or something is going on. It's weird. Yeah, they're real stills from the video. I took them myself. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's here's the thing here. Yeah, these are stills from the video, and they're really well done too. You can really see a lot of definition and detail. And again, even just the shape of his head, the shape of his forehead, something to consider. And then even looking at this, pictures of Tommy. Yeah, speaking to the temp worker when Katie is leaving. Thank you, hindsight. Yeah, and that's when they all kind of look over at Katie, right? Like there was a commotion with the hoodie, with the hoodie person. The bottom left photo is what I'm looking at. Do you see something like under his mask? Bottom left photo. Let me go back. Bottom left. Okay, I see. Sorry, now I'm lost my spot there. See something under his mask. I'm thinking that might be his facial hair. That's pushing it out like from the side view. I'm thinking that might be it. I wonder what kind of if he's got like a goat or what's he's got, what he's working with under there. Detroit Rock City says the thing that really sticks out about this footage is that KP was in a frenzy about it. Why? That's such a good point, Detroit. What was she afraid of? This is a major link, in my opinion. She wanted to hide something. Yeah, because why would she be so worked up about it? I agree. It's definitely odd. And, if she wanted it so bad and she was so worried about it, why wasn't she down there, day one? Momming it up says Trishy, it is, I know, and it's been hard. So many get blocked by the hate channels, and we're afraid to ask about him after what really, after what happened to me in September on that panel. Yeah, Mammon, I would love for you to review. I mean, I know that you probably might not want to rehash it, but I think a lot of that has to do with why the case hasn't been solved as well. Kiki says there had to be employees that knew something, in my opinion, and I feel LE just didn't want to bother, in my opinion. Yeah, it really seems that way. It really does seem that way. And, it, and I say that because they were never interviewed. And these are the people that I would want to talk to if it was me, as an investigator, which I'm not one, but I mean, I would want to explore everything that was going on at the Texas Roadhouse that night. Because they told us that they were going to leave no stone left unturned. And oh my gosh, if you guys didn't get a chance to go over and watch Smiley, I reposted her on my community tab. Oh boy, did she ever tell off Ray Whitley. Whoo. I can't even do a better job of it. And honestly, I vaguely remember him making the statement that, he was going to get justice for Sebastian, and then now he's just, ducking out. And, yeah, just really well said, Smiley. If you're watching this, or if you were watching, or if you do on the replay, but go check it out. Smiley reads him the riot act, and rightfully so. Jackie T says Blue Glove speaks to both Yellow Coat and PS holding a door half open, according to the video, in my opinion. Yeah, and that's what's hard, is when they open that door and the pink shirt lady was, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like, oh, don't open the door like that. You know what I mean? Like, you just yell at the screen, no. Because it's like, just when you're looking to see what's going on, the door opens and is in the view of the camera, and you can't see what's going on, Yeah, see, the watch guy allegedly is that Richard Bishop. Allegedly. And again, I thought he was a close match, but I could never, verify it. And then we kind of went over that tonight too. Just the differences, and but I mean, I do think it's weird that guy had the reflection in Sebastian, of Sebastian in his glasses. But again, that could just be some weird person inserting themselves into the case. Yeah. Yeah, and now it's too late to do that with ease, in my opinion. Yeah, it is. It is. That's what's so frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And that's what's, we've lost kind of faith that they're following up with the things they need to be, Mom. And um she says, good thing uh is so many did say something when it was first happening, but with Ellie's behavior, etc., I think it's worth lady asking questions just in case they cover it up or something. Yeah, and it just it's just weird that they don't look into these things that are very obvious to most of us. Thank you. Okay, so Maman says Billy is in his 50s with gray hair when not shaved. Okay, so he does have the gray hair. I was trying to think. I thought I saw one with him with gray hair before. It is sad. Yeah, Maman Esme's 54, Trishy says. Thanks, Trishy. Yeah, Watch Guy's unrelated. That's what I'm thinking too. I think it was more or less for some kind of a shock value. I don't know why they were wanting to do that. But then again, if they're really thinking it is, I mean, I get that, you know. Maman says Trishy, and as you see in the other accounts the viewers found, he even put some things on his ears before when making his content, but never had a paid gig or an actual movie, etc. So, wow. Yeah, that's weird too. Because usually artists like that are wanting to put themselves out there and they're creating portfolios to be seen and, you know. Yeah, Watch Guy isn't related, Trishy. I agree. Yeah, I don't think so. And, you know, I wish it was. I wish we could get some sort of a break here. Yeah, I'll be there, Kiki. I'll be there for your live tomorrow. Detroit says different hairlines. The other guy has more of a dark hairline, even though it's shaved. You can see his is less receding. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that too. It's like his hairline starts up top in front. Um, and you could definitely see him in these pictures, hindsight. These are really good pictures. Really good pictures. Mm. Ooh. Yeah, Mom says Trishy, the pig stuff and the back and forth to CP. Oh, just so many bizarre things. I can't even stomach it knowing how PBs have acted, and I hope he talks to someone and just explains it all. Yeah, I remember the that stuff, the pig stuff. And that was something that was being spread around, and I mean, it's just it is nasty as heck. It's horrifying, you know? Yes, let's hope more comes to light ASAP, Jackie. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah. Hindsight says, yes, Kiki, we have been leaning on that for a while, especially since the jacket is primarily sold outside the US. Oh, okay. Gosh, I mean, he's got some money, you know, somebody's got some money, as my friend's dad would say. If we went to an expensive place to eat, somebody's got some money. Mom says Jackie T praying every day, multiple times a day, most days for Sebastian, Seth, and his family, friends, LE. I do quick prayers for those the Lord lays upon my heart. Yeah, Mom, and I think that's such a good thing. And I think we do need to include everyone in it, you know, law enforcement, Katie for clarity, you know, I pray for her for clarity all the time. All the time. I just because she's gotta know more, in my opinion, being the last one with Sebastian. The house was locked up, right? Robini says, "I don't know what happened because I don't watch the hate channels." I know, I try not Robini, I try not to, it's bad. If I get, like, a screen record or something, or sometimes I'll see things on Shady or, War Damn Eagle. Um Where does the watch guy come into the narrative? That's a great question, Jackie T. So there's a lady and her name is Janine Chrissy, and she had posted him on her Facebook, and then he was wearing this weird submariner watch. Well, it's a very expensive watch, and it's basically a nautical type of a watch that tells certain time, and he was wearing it in the photo, but then it was as if he was watching a picture, or you know, a TV, or, you know, a YouTube, excuse me, channel or of some sort, of Sebastian, because in the reflection of his glasses, you can see Sebastian. And it was a very odd, off-putting, you know, photograph, and we went over it, but we recognized a few things about him, like he had a stud earring in the photo. He also didn't appear to be the man that we were looking for, unfortunately, in my opinion, and I really wish it was, you know. Maman says, Lady, I will do it for Sebastian and for Seth. I could care less if it helps people understand me more. I just want people seeing this mess and understanding Sebastian must come first. BS has to stop. Yeah, Maman, we all feel that way. Like, I totally feel that. And I know so many, of the other people in chat do too, because it's high time that something has been done about this. I mean, it's odd that so many are trying to figure it out, but law enforcement doesn't seem to be in that bunch of people that are trying to figure it out, and I don't understand why. Um, I got you, Maman. Yeah, and I mean, hindsight, did anything help that I emailed? Just curious. Oh, sorry, Kiki, I didn't mean to read that one. In my opinion, CP set something up to occur after the Texas Roadhouse, but I think it went awry. Yeah, I could see that, Trishy. The runaway narrative, exaggerated ASD, yeah, was the cover, in my opinion, allegedly. Yeah, and I can see why you would think that, Mom, or excuse me, Trishy. I can see why you would think that, and it's because everything seemed to be very strange at the Roadhouse, and then there were other people that were there that weren't, that you wouldn't typically see, at a busy restaurant doing what they were doing, which is, not eating or drinking anything, and, simply using the restroom or, lingering around. And then they all seem to meet up with Katie at some point in time in the footage, right? And so those are huge red flags to me. Something had to have gone awry, and I don't know, even still, if Sebastian made it home or not. But if he did, and Katie has proof of that, why hasn't she put that out? Why do they want us to look at these videos with the cats and, don't pay attention to the lights, and, don't do this, don't do that, but, and heaven forbid you implicate, the people who were last with, you're welcome, Jackie, who were last with Sebastian. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hindsight says together we can make all things happen. There is no I in team, except for in the a-hole. I saw that one time. It was like a little meme, and it was so funny, because there is an I if you are. But you're so right, hindsight, and that's the thing. I mean, even when we look at, even great basketball players, like Jordan, it's like he couldn't have done it without his team, right? I mean, um, and he knew that too. Yeah, well, oh no, Rob Beanie says I only know about people calling cops pigs in a certain hate channel. Oh no. Well, what I think was being referred to is people were saying that there was like a pig farm, or there were some pigs that could have, possibly been used to as in a foul play way to, get rid of Sebastian. Hindsight says yes, she agreed. We welcome everything and everyone that can help to find him. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's going to take us all. It's going to take us all putting everything together and comparing notes. It really is. Because then we can narrow it down so much more easily. Why hasn't KP cried out for her missing son? I don't know, Mama Davis. I'm always so surprised at that. I just kind of keep waiting for that to happen, and it hasn't yet. And it doesn't make any sense. Because, I mean, I would think that she would be just as concerned that they're not moving forward in the case, but I don't know. It just seems like that's what's wanted. Oh, thank you, Bo. It's Lady Freedom's Raw Narratives at gmail.com. So it's just the channel name with no apostrophe. So thank you so much. And I will check them too. CP was wearing a picture on the anniversary interview with the local news. It was weird. Yeah, Pig Fest, right? Yeah, I thought so too. Um, I thought so too. And I think that was kind of like I don't know, like a nana nana nana, kind of thing, According to CP, she does behind closed doors. Yeah. Well, and then, oh, sorry guys, I dropped that link. Yeah, and that's another thing that's so strange. I mean, or the fact that they left food and snacks or whatever and drinks out on the front porch, but Sebastian was supposedly, aware of the code um, to unlock the door, so he wouldn't need, he could just walk in at that point. So yeah, Jackie T is just awful. I mean, it's like been said that pigs eat people and stuff, and I don't know where it actually originated from, and I don't know if people were just, yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, CP's a liar. Oh yes, oh absolutely. Oh no, oh no, Puppy Love, you're pulling a Lady Freedom over there, because I do that all the time. I'll be like, oh, I just blocked somebody, dang it. Sammy G says, oh, I woke up at a weird spot and I had it in my head that just said Tommy spoke to LE, so it made me think you spoke to Tommy, but that must have made me. No, I didn't. I wish I had. I wish I could speak to Tommy and be like, hey, could you just at least let us know that it's not you by showing us, or excuse me, that it is you by showing us, the clothes or something. Yeah, it is super twisted, Mama, and it's like he's making content out of his twisted, horrible way that I can't articulate. Words being this, yeah, tired at the moment. Yeah, that Esme stuff is really weird. Yeah, allegedly he never stated uh, that he spoke with him directly. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Bo. I got it. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, yeah. But I mean, he still is something, or he still is someone. Oh, thanks, little Miss Sharon. He still is someone that I'm just still really baffled by, and the fact that LE has not. And again, I did send the video that I showed in the beginning to the TBI, FBI, Sumner County. I don't know why they won't just go interview him and check it out and let us know. It's weird that they did that with the green hoodie, and then it's so strange. Hey, wait, what? Good to see you. It's just so strange. It is so strange. Um, I wish that I had a logical explanation for why this guy was here. And again, I kept waiting for there to be footage come out or somebody say, oh, look, this is, even if it was something small, like a takeaway. But it's like, we're not seeing that. Oh, and I almost forgot too. Another thing too, Town Chat Cafe. I want to change my, oh, it just needs to update. Okay. I want to go change the tiers, but it said if I change the pricing, that it might do something with the memberships for this month. So I'm gonna try to do it in the beginning of next month and see what it does. Because I know everybody buys them at different times, but it was like, are you sure you want to do this, because it might do this? And I'm like, no, I don't know. And like I said, I should have gotten some better advice in the beginning, when it comes to all of this. Um, okay. I'd like to do it now because we have a bunch of people in here, so I was hoping I could get us the memberships. Let's see. Levels, badges, special features. Oh, thanks for joining, Connie B. And um, yeah, let's see. There's the link to join. Wow, crud. Oh, why would I do that? YouTube told me to make existing videos members only. Why would I do that? That's weird. All right, so creator who mentioned memberships 3 times. Okay, let's see. I mean, I have it enabled, I believe, because I went to gifts and it's enabled. No, not now. Fans won't see the option to buy gifts. You can turn it on. Okay, no, not now. Nope, I want you guys to see the option to buy gifts. Okay, I just want to gift. All right, let me see if I can go back into the stream. Oh, but. All right, I might just have to do it on a Premiere and come up with a good video for you guys to watch and then do it from there, because it says I can do it from there as well. Good night, Pebbles. Thank you for being here. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna check with the ease. I will do that. I will do that, Town Chat Cafe. Yeah, because I want to be able to give you guys the memberships, dang it. Oh, absolutely, hindsight. Me too. Just to be clear, I think very highly of Justin. This is strictly our personal findings and opinion on the determination, just as his is different than ours in other things as well. Respect remains. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and Justin is super classy and sweet. Like, he really is. He is such a nice person. He really is. He's very caring, and he, I mean, we all have a level of pettiness, we all do, but like, he's not like that. He is not petty like that. And I think all of us just want, I think the intentions behind things is a big one, where it's like, if as long as you're not being hateful and respectful, it's like all opinions are welcome. And I feel that way. I mean, I like hearing what you guys have to say, even if it's something that, and I've been doing research. Even somebody was telling me to double check and look in on Sean Taylor and them, and I've been doing that too. And so I'm like, and sometimes it's a lot of information and it just takes a while to process through it. I mean, it does me anyway. It takes me a while, and then sometimes I'll just be sitting there and I'll just think of something and I'll be like, oh, this, and and so, but it's all good. It's all good. It means that we're thinking. Good night, Jackie T. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. No, thank you, Town Chat, because I went in there and then you know how it is, like when it's like, are you sure you want to do this? And I'm like, no, I'm not sure, because I don't know what's gonna happen, and I don't want to explode anybody's memberships or do anything. So I'm like, oh. Yes, good night, Mama Davis. What I'm going to be getting off to here, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a cool video. I've been piecing together some of that with hindsight, with the video piece that you had put out of the 3 a.m. light. So I kind of want to do something with that. It's a little bit like I did with the photo when I was attaching filters and doing, messing with the contrast and the brightness. And I'm still working on it because I want to show it in very many different ways, right? Because it's the one that you looped, and it was, so I want to take like each frame and kind of do a different filter to it, and just to see what we can see. I think it's, I think that's just such an important piece that I don't want it to be overlooked with people looking for cats in the neighborhood, or, a pizza man driving through. Like, I don't care about that kind of stuff. Or excuse me, a paper boy. I don't care about that. That to me has nothing to do with what happened to Sebastian. In my humble opinion. And trust me, if it comes to be something that is relevant, I will definitely, we'll analyze the hell out of it, whatever we have to do. But yeah, Sammy, and I'm just so lucky to be working with such a great group of people. Like I said, Betty's live tonight was awesome. Go check out Betty's live. I need to share it on my page. Thank you, Kiki. I'll talk to you later. You have a good night too. I still have questions for you, Kiki. I do. But that's the thing. I mean, it's important, and trusting what's coming out from this other group is hard. Good night, Anne. Thank you for being here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do a premiere. Let's try to do this on a premiere. And again, thank you. Thank you, hindsight. Thank you, because that was really good, and I've never really kind of analyzed it, and it's important, I think. But yeah, let's try to do that. And thank you all for being patient with me. I'm still trying to figure this out. And tonight I'm like, oh, I got this. We won't do the members. We'll do it tomorrow. But it's like, I don't know how to do, because I saw how to do it. At first I thought I had to do it from here, and then I'm like, no, there's no way I could do it from here. I got to do it over there. So then I found that, and now it's just like, but where's the gifted thing? Thank you, Perfectly and Perfect Boy Mom. Thank you guys so much for sending in information. Like, that was awesome, just to be able to show it in real time. And like I said, next month I'm looking for a good deal on a laptop, so we can do it from here on. I could click around, it'll be easier. So I'm so glad you were here too, Trishy. Oh my gosh, I'm just so thankful to have all you guys, because you guys are so smart and intuitive and bouncing ideas off. You guys are just always super respectful to each other, and I so appreciate that, because it's important. We're just trying to figure out what happened, and it's not personal. It's more like, how can we figure this out? Because we want to find Sebastian. Good night, Bo. Thank you. And I'm gonna get to that email too as well. But yeah, well, I'll put together a cool premiere. Maybe we'll do like an hour if I can carve it out. And I'll figure, I've never done a premiere again, but it might just be fun. And then maybe I could just come down and chat with you guys, and I could do it, so where I'm not like, I don't have to set everything up, because, we will be again, on tomorrow live, because we have a special guest coming on Monday, and we're still working out, the logistics of that. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And, you're going to be able to get to see some of the things that we've been working on behind the scenes. And it's exciting. Just some of the things that we've found out. So, and some of it is, a lot too, oh yes. And Tuesday we have hindsight, 8 p.m. right, with the Voices of Truth, doing a question and answer night. So it's a query of questions, and I can't wait. I think it's going to be very interesting. I cannot wait. And I have also reposted your post, so I think it's all going back to you too, because I didn't copy a link or anything. I just reposted it in case some people over here had questions too, but I think we have a lot of the same people. Um, and it should be in my most recent. But I reposted it because I think that's a really great idea. Um, yeah. Yes. Okay. It is going good. Yeah. And I'm going to come up with a good question too. For for you guys, hindsight. So that's exciting. Yeah, 8 p.m. and I will share it out too. I made sure that I hit the notification for it. Um, did she? Oh, that's funny. Oh, Lolly, that's funny. She went through uh, with the gifting and stuff. Yeah, don't feel bad. You're in good. You're in good company. By God, if I have to buy 5 memberships tomorrow during that premiere, I'm gonna do it. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Good night, little Miss Sharon. Thank you for being here. Wait, what? Thank you guys so much. You're welcome, Hindsight. Thank you so much. I'm so excited. Like I said, I love going over to, smart, fun, interactive, informative. I mean, gosh, you guys are just doing such great research. I'm so glad. Because we need people that are willing to do that. Like I said, it's easy to get up and, be silly for the whole time. And, but it's hard to go through. I mean, even the videos, especially because they're so dark, they're grainy, it's like the lights, it can be very mundane, but it's much needed. And then digging, sometimes you just get down a rabbit hole and you're like, oh boy, what did I do? But again, it's just something that we have to do to find the truth. So, but thank you all so much for being here. Go check out Bullhorn Betty's tonight. She was awesome. And I will see you tomorrow on a premiere sometime tomorrow afternoon. I'm going to shoot for then, and we'll figure out how to do this. So thank you guys. I love you all very, very much, Mom. And thank you so much too for putting in another person for us to kind of analyze and check off our list, or put them in the, possibility categories, or, keep them there. But, good night, Town Chat Cafe. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys later.